Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? Coach Chad here, the CEO of the Next Level Coaching Academy. Hope you guys are doing amazing. It is Wednesday before Christmas. So if I don't talk to you guys before then, happy holiday. Actually, this might come out. This is actually going to come out the day after Christmas. So I hope you had an amazing holiday. And I hope you're ready to grind out this last week of 2024. All right, the last week is 1% or 1.5% of a whole entire year. I told my sales team this morning. The last week is 1% or 1.5% of a whole entire year. And guess what? The top 1% of people give a shit about the last 1% of a year because that's the week that you could truly separate and get momentum building on the things that you're looking to change for 2024. All right, that's nothing to do with this podcast, but already given you a ton of value just in the first 5 minutes here. Now, I'm excited for this podcast. I do this podcast every single year. But this one, I got a bunch of notes here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my notes. By the way, I know I'm kind of being scatterbrained right now. Go figure. You guys are probably used to that already. I'm actually in New York City right now. Before the holidays, Caitlin and I would do this every year. We come to this hotel and we spend a week in New York City before going back to Connecticut to see family. And it's always amazing when we get to come to this hotel because Caitlin and I used to come to this hotel when we were kids, not to stay in the hotel. We would come to the hotel just to look at it. There's a bar on the rooftop with a beautiful view. We would go up to that bar and hang out at the bar. And we would always say, one day we're going to stay here. One day we're going to actually have a vacation here. And over the past 3 years, we've done exactly that. We've been able to come to this hotel and do exactly that. So we're getting to live out our childhood dream of being able to vacation at this hotel in New York City. So just wanted to share that because one, I think it's fucking cool, but two, hopefully it inspires you to keep working hard towards your dreams too. All right, enough with all the ADHD brain. Let's get into it. So, what we're talking about today is my predictions for 2024. Like I said, I've done this podcast every single year, and I'm always super excited to do it. I have to go back and look at the one that I did for 2023, but I want to see if any of those predictions came true. I want to see if any, Sabrina, if you're listening to this, let's see if any of those predictions came true, and we could see if I'm Notre Dame or not. All right, let's get into it, okay? So, 2024 predictions for the online coaching space. If you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes. Prediction number one, AI will come on strong. All right. I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning of 2023, AI started to come on really strong in the beginning of 2023, more specifically Chat GPT. And I thought that it would have came on a little bit stronger, but it kind of died out by like quarter 3. So there was a lot of hype in quarter 1. There was a lot of hype in quarter 2. And then I felt like in quarter 3, quarter 4, the talks of AI really declined. And I found that really interesting in 2023. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not sure if people like they were already like, oh yeah, ChatGPT is cool, but I'm waiting for the next big thing. That's an option. Or if people were kind of rejecting AI. I'm not sure what direction it was. It's probably a little bit of both, if I'm being honest. But I think 2024 AI is going to come on even stronger. And I think there will be the next thing, right? ChatGPT was kind of the big thing in 2023. I think the next, whatever the next big thing is for AI, is going to come out in 2024. So on my notes, there's two things I wrote down here. Online coaches are going to have to make a decision on how they want to integrate AI in 2024 and where they want to integrate AI in 2024. So here's what I mean. When I mean how, you need to make a decision right now if you're going to be the type of company that has AI replace human jobs. Like, are you, instead of hiring a DMer, are you going to use a lead generation software? Are you going to use an AI lead generation software? Instead of hiring closers, are you going to have a AI closing software? And fuck, I don't know if this is out there yet, but I'm going to guess this is going to be an option for us in the future. Are you going to have AI replace your coaches as well? So you need to make a decision right now. Is AI going to replace human jobs in your company? Or are you going to be on the side where you want humans to always do the human jobs and instead you'll use AI as enhancement softwares for the human users in your company. I stand with option two. I never want AI to replace humans in my company. We are a human-led company, and I believe in humans more than I believe in robots. Do I think robots can do a great job? I sure fucking do. But I'm a human, and I want to support humans, so I'm going to continue to be human first in that regard. However, I'm not ignorant to the times and understand that if NLCA is going to continue to grow, we need to have a game plan for AI. We need to integrate AI into the company. So my stance is we will find softwares that will enhance our human capability, but not replace our human capability. That's my stance, but you're going to have to make a decision for yourself. The second thing with AI is you're going to have to make a decision on where you're going to integrate AI. What I mean by that is what departments are going to have AI integrated. For us right now, it's admin work and marketing are really the two big departments that are utilizing AI. Our sales team is not utilizing AI. I'm not sure, at least I haven't seen anything like that would make me want to integrate AI into our sales department, but who knows? Maybe that will come out in the future. And currently, we don't have any AI integrated into our coaching department either. I know you listening to this may not have departments, but you still have sections of your business. So you have to sit down and analyze where do you want integrate or where do you want to integrate AI? Is it going to be in your marketing? Is it going to be in your admin work? Is it going to be in your coaching? Is it going to be in your sales? And you need to make that decision for yourself. But anyways, prediction number one is AI is going to come on strong. All right, prediction number two, something with content is going to change in 2024. Wow, Chad, that's a really general prediction. No shit, something with content's going to change in 2024. That's not necessarily what I mean. What I mean is short form content, and this is my specific prediction. Short form content is very popular right now, right? Like short videos, short attention spans. And honestly, I'm not sure if this will happen in 2024 or 2025. I'm just going to make my guess and say it will happen at some point in 2024. I think something disrupts Reels, something disrupts TikTok, something disrupts YouTube shorts, right? That style of video, that short style of video, I think something disrupts that. Now, I still think there's going to be IG Reels and TikTok and YouTube shorts. My prediction is though that the pendulum is gonna swing in the other direction and longer form content is going to make a place back into our repertoire. I'm not saying that short form content will be completely replaced. I still think that short form content is going to be prioritized or used. I just don't think it's going to be the predominant thing, right? If you look at most content creators, the predominant thing that they create is short form content. My prediction is longer form content is going to make a comeback and maybe it surpasses short form content, but it at least will have a 50-50 split. That's my prediction. More specific than that, I really think that vlogging, vlogging is going to make a comeback. Whether it's short for or like 60 to 90-second vlogs on IG Reel, which technically would be considered short form, um, or longer vlogs on YouTube, I think that style of content creation is going to make a comeback for sure. All right. The one thing that will be stable, so this is kind of like a side tip, content changes every year, right? The style of content that works changes every year, right? It used to be graphics and infographics, and then it was pictures with storytelling, and now it's reels, right? The style of content every single year changes. The only thing that's stable is your personal brand, right? The only thing that's stable is you as an individual and sharing you as an individual. And I did a really great podcast, at least I think it's a really great podcast, episode 167, that talks about really how to create and foster an actual personal brand. So if you feel like you struggle with that, episode 167 on my podcast and also on YouTube breaks that down really well. All right, so that's prediction number two. Prediction number three is coaches are going to have to stand out more than ever. All right. And there's two ways that they can do that. I'll get into that in a second. But my prediction is that more and more people are becoming coaches. It's becoming a more normalized profession. it's unfair to say that the coaching space is saturated because every industry is saturated, right? Go into your yellow pages or go into a Google search and look up a plumber near you, right? You're going to have a list of 500 to 1,000 plumbers in your literal like town, right? In your town, you're going to have thousands of plumbers, right? Same thing with landscapers, haircut, right? Same thing with any beauty spas, right? Like every fucking industry is oversaturated. So the coaching industry, the online coaching industry, is a very new industry, which means that it's not saturated, it's just immature, but it's becoming more mature. And the more mature it becomes, the more you need to stand out if you are going to be able to charge high prices and continue to grow your business, right? Because what happens when any industry becomes mature? What happens is these businesses, these lookalike businesses, become commodities, and commodity just means it's the same thing. Which then means that once you have that level of competition and everybody's doing the same thing, what most people do is they cut prices. And the reason they cut prices is because if the playing field is level, right, your lead or your prospect is going to want to go with the cheapest option if the service is all the same, right? And that's the issue with being a commodity, right? So what I think in 2024 is that coaches are really going to have to stand out if they want to maintain high ticket pricing. All right, so there's two ways that you can stand out. I'll knock the first one out because it's an easy answer. Number one is that you create a personal brand. That's a long-term endeavor. That's not a short-term endeavor. You're not going to accomplish a full-blown personal brand in 2024. That's like a 5 to 10 year project. However, excuse me. However, you're one of one, right? Like there's only one Chad Molyneux. There's only one NLCA, right? There's only one your first name and last name. So the one way that you can stand out is to develop a really good personal brand. And your service could be literally the same as everybody else's, but if people feel drawn to your personal brand, that makes it unique enough where people are willing to spend any amount of money to be a part of your community. So that's an option. Option two is, and this is a more immediate thing, meaning you could see immediate results by making this change, is a lot of business coaches teach niche down to a particular person. I don't think that niching down to a particular person is enough anymore, right? So being a weight loss coach for a male, or being a weight loss coach for professionals, or being a weight loss coach for women or for moms, I don't think that's enough anymore. I think that the coaching space is getting so mature that even those categories are starting to get mature as well. Meaning there's a lot of individuals that coach weight loss for moms or coach weight loss for busy professionals. So what that means, or not busy professionals, excuse me, for professionals. So what that means is we can't just niche down based on a category of person anymore. We're going to have to niche down based on a category of person and a specific challenge. All right. So it's a second degree of niching down. So let me give you some example, right? So everybody right now, I'm just going to use men as an example. All right. So there's a ton of coaches that coach men weight loss. All right. With that, that means that they're a commodity, and it means they're going to have a harder time having higher prices because there's other people doing the same exact thing, and a man trying to lose weight is going to go to the cheapest option if all else is equal, right? So what people are doing right now is they'll coach let's say a category of person, right? So instead of just men for weight loss, maybe it's fathers for weight loss, right? But then again, there's a ton of coaches who are helping fathers with weight loss, right? So to take that a third degree, right, which is where I think people need to go, they need to go that third degree of separation, right? Maybe it's busy fathers with weight loss, right? Fathers who also, they have kids, but they also are the man of the household and they have a job, and it's really hard for them to balance their own personal wellness on top of funding the family and being a father, right? That would be a category for that, right? Or it could be divorced fathers, right? That's a different category, right? It's not just fathers, but it's divorced fathers, right? And the challenge maybe that a divorced father has is they have a different reasoning or why for wanting to lose weight, right? Maybe it's to finally attract their soulmate, or maybe it's to finally feel confident again, right? So my challenge to you guys is or the prediction rather, is that in 2024, because this space is getting more mature, you're really going to have to identify a way to stand out, right? So it can either be going a third degree of niching down, or it could be really doubling down on growing a personal brand. Another, going back to the niching down example, it could also be a specific skill set, right? Like maybe you solve like maybe you specifically work with individuals that have diabetes or Hashimoto's, right? Or any hormonal issue, right? Maybe it's helping men naturally increase testosterone, right? I'm talking about having like very niche down specific challenges if you want to maintain high price points. All right, so that's prediction number 3. Prediction number 4 is that wellness coaching over weight loss coaching is going to become the more predominant form of online coaching. So you're kind of seeing this trend, I feel like, in the industry where weight loss, or everyone was a weight loss coach, right? And the weight loss industry is huge. It's always going to be huge. It's set up to always be huge, right? That's just the nature of the beast. Losing weight is hard, and it will always be a problem for people, or at least a category of people. So therefore, weight loss coaching will always have its space. However, I'm seeing a trend in the health space where more people are not necessarily talking about weight loss. They're talking about more overall wellness, right? So being healthy with your mindset, but also being optimal with your body, right? I'll give you a couple of names. Andrew Huberman has been huge, and has really, love him or hate him, has really blown up as a optimal health coach, right? Gary Brecka is another big name that's really popped up on the space because of overall wellness. So my prediction is that online fitness coaching will be less about weight loss over the coming years, starting in 2024, and it's going to be more about wellness, offering wellness packages online. That's my prediction. Okay, number 5 is assistant coaching. The assistant coaching role is going to explode. All right, so here's what I mean by the assistant coaching role is going to explode. Right now, if you want to become an online fitness coach, you really only have one option, and that's becoming an entrepreneur. But statistics say that not everybody is an entrepreneur. In fact, only 8% of the population are entrepreneurs, and only 1% of that 8% is actually successful at being an entrepreneur. So the likelihood of you being a successful entrepreneur is actually very little. But like I said, the only way to become an online fitness coach is to start your own online fitness coaching business, which my prediction is the role of being an assistant coach is going to explode in 2024 and 2025. So what a assistant coach does is they work for an already established online fitness coaching business, but essentially the only thing that they do is they coach the clients, right? So view it this way. In the in-person health space, you have gym owners and you have personal trainers, right? So what I think will happen in the online space is you will have the owners of the online fitness coaching businesses, and then you will have the assistant coaches who are like the in-person trainers. But we don't have that right now. So that's my prediction for 2024 is the assistant coaching role will become more normalized. Not everybody will have to start an online fitness business in order to get into the online fitness space, and that role once again will become more normalized. So those are my 5 predictions for 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and you're listening on the podcast, all I ask, leave a review. If you could share out the podcast with a friend. I don't do any advertising on the podcast, so that would be super helpful. If you're watching on YouTube, a little thumbs up, a little subscribe, I'd appreciate that as well. Once again, I don't get paid to do this. I don't want to get paid to do this. I just enjoy creating content because I know it helps you guys out, which in return is exactly what I want because I had mentors do the same thing for me. So happy holiday season. I will chat with you guys in the next one.